Alright, what's up, y'all? We're back with another video today. Today is February 11th, 2026. If you guys didn't check out yesterday's video, go check that out. Posted some nice stuff on there. Yesterday was an amazing trade setup, so you guys will see what I took, why I took it, and then how much profit I made on that trade. So quick before we start trading recaps, if you guys haven't seen yet, I have a Discord that I made. It's free. You guys are more than welcome to join. The link is going to be in the description of this video, but again, right, welcome. We just do live trading on here. We got trade recaps, post our profit and loss and stuff, and we also have options on here as well. So if you guys are interested in options, I'm going to start posting my calls and my puts and all my buys in here just so you guys can see. So yeah, so starting off today, this is the account. So we're up 2,000, made 427 today. We took 3 trades. Today was a very iffy day, right? So you guys will see why in a second, but overall looking good on the account. 2,000 on the week. As you guys can see, it's only been 3 days, so we got the week. A lot of news today. That's also why I made it iffy, right? We have the non-farm payroll, averagely, hourly, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you guys saw that. So we'll just start off on here today. As you guys can see, news came out, right? 7:30, and then kind of had that bullish run after news. So again, that's why I kind of made it tricky. But realistically, today there was a couple entries you guys could have taken. They're more for the, I don't want to say experienced people, but they are for the experienced people. I didn't even see it, right? So that kind of didn't help. So here on the daily, let me zoom in a little bit so we can get around these things, right? Trading within the suspension block. Again, suspension block is volume imbalance on both sides of the candles. And if you don't know what a volume imbalance is, it's this little space in between these candles. So we have this little space in between here and the bodies of the candles, right? So we have the space in between here, space in between here. Wicks don't matter on suspension blocks, but this entire thing from here, let me grade it out for you guys really quick. So here to here would be the suspension block. Oh, I don't know what my chart's doing. There we go. Okay, so that'd be the suspension block. So trading within a suspension block, right? I want to see a closure above it, kind of telling us we're going to go higher, but as you guys can see, we just took the high. We didn't close above the suspension block, and then we came back down. So into this little volume imbalance in here, right? The new week opening gap. So we'll go down to the 4-hour time frame. So in here, my original bias on the day was bullish. I was a little wrong in the bias, well, somewhat, as you guys will see later on in the lower time frames. But right, bullish bias just because we had this 4-hour fair value gap morning session, right? It was this candle here that I'm hovering over right now. We were trading within that 4-hour fair value gap, and as you guys can see, we still didn't close below it. So again, tomorrow, if this kind of holds, we're looking to still keep going up bullish. So we have that 4-hour fair value gap in there, and as well, let me show you guys the draws. Right, we have the draw and liquidity here, fair value gap, equal highs, right? All these external draws of liquidity. So that's what we noticed on the 4-hour. Then we go down to the 1-hour. Same thing here, right? We're trading within this hourly gap. As you guys can see, 9 a.m. we actually end up wicking the entire fair value gap. Then we do close it at 10, so that's kind of like, okay, well, maybe we're going to go short, right? But we actually end up continue going up. Looks like we came to tag this inversion gap that we had in here after this candle inversed, as well as filling in the rest of this gap and taking out these lows down here. So that's what I noticed on the 1-hour. And then there was also this little baby fair value gap in here. So within the day, this is kind of what I wanted to go short on. So even though I had a bullish bias, you guys will see why I wanted to go short here. But off this inversion of this hourly gap, kind of wanted to go short and catch this move. But you guys will see why I didn't take that trade there. Then we go down to the 15-minute time frame. If I can figure this out. Okay, there we go. So on the 15-minute time frame, so a couple things I noted. This is just the range of the day. You guys will see why I put that down there. So we had this first sell side down here that I wanted for us to aim to hit. That was the London low, and then we have AM session from yesterday, right? This low down here. That was my second draw on liquidity, which we didn't end up hitting. And then we also have this high that we put in the morning. So later trades this high. And I know it says 8:30, but I'm in Central Standard Time, so EST should be 8:30 a.m. So, right, and then we have all these equal highs here, which we actually did take here. And then again, right, hourly fair value gap up here that we want to hit, 4-hour equal highs, and so on and so forth. So now we go down to the 1 minute. If I can figure this out. There we go. So here in the 1 minute, I'll tell you guys where you could have entered on the short here. There's a couple ways you guys could have entered, right? So firstly, what I noted was obviously sweep of liquidity, as you guys saw earlier on the 15-minute time frame. So we actually ended up sweeping liquidity. And then we had a nice market structure shift down here with this candle closure below this low here. And then you could have put this one here as well, but I like this one better just because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lows, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4 swing lows, right? So 4 swing lows. I kind of like this closure down here better than this one here, and this is more of just a wick of the opening session. So there's that. You guys could enter market structure shift, fair value gap here. Stop loss would have been very wide, but again, right, you got to be willing to risk, and you gotta know your own risk management. So again, stop could have been up here or right above here. Here you guys would actually have been stopped out, right? Full TP. Our first target would have been here at 322, and then external target here at 224. So you guys would have hit this TP here at 360. Nope. You would not have hit here at 322. You would have got stopped out if you put it right above the fair value gap. And why is that? Because we have, like I noted on the daily time frame earlier, we have this suspension block in here, right? Volume imbalance in here, as well as the volume imbalance in here. And as you guys can see, we actually came up here to tag the volume imbalance before we continued on that move down. And as well as entering just on that suspension block in the fair value gap, there's also this inversion gap here on the 1 minute time frame where you guys could have entered, as well as this tag here on the first presented gap of the day at 8:32 a.m., right? So inversion gap, suspension block, first presented gap of the day, as well as this fair value gap in here, right? Maybe not enter in here, wait for the retracement back up to the first presented gap, as well as the suspension block and the inversion gap of the 1 minute time frame. You guys could have entered there, stop loss right above the high. And again, TP at the low here at 322, first target, second target down here at 225. So that would have been a nice trade. That's what, 200 ticks on one trade, more than 200 ticks, right? 10 contracts, that's, I don't know, $4,000. So if you guys aren't trading a combine, that alone there would have been a really nice trade. So there's that first entry. Second entry on this short, right, break a structure. We just have this continuation going down, and then we have this closure below here too as well. And then what do we create here? If you guys don't know already, fair value gap, came back, tap into fair value gap, inverse of the suspension block, and again tap into this fair value gap as well. And then we continue down, right? Continue down. You don't go in negative at all, and then we take this low, and then we should come lower. And then, so the trades I took today, I took a short, and then I took a, did I take a short? Yeah, I did take a short. Then I took 2 longs. So oh my God, I can't speak. The first short I took on the day, so if we go to the 5 minute time frame, where is that? On the 5 minute time frame. Okay, so here on the 5 minute time frame, as you guys can see, we tapped into this 5 minute gap. And again, today was a very iffy day, so realistically I should not have taken any trades, but again, I'm very lucky to be out of the markets with 427 P&L. So overall, very good on the day for the market conditions like this. But go back to the trade. So 5 minute fair value gap, tap into the gap, want to see it come back and tap this gap as well. And as you guys can see, we did. And then, so I did get out early on my trade. As you guys can see, I made literally $132 on the trade. And again, shitty market, so that's why I ended up getting out here like this. So we have this fair value gap in here, inversion of the gap, right? We also have this tap in this 5-minute gap. So I kind of front ran this gap right after we tapped in this 5-minute, and we had this little displacement move down. So I entered here at 171. I sold half at 167, and then I sold the full size at 161. So there was the first trade on the day. Right, I was all the way into profit down here, and then I ended up getting out up here. So that's kind of what told me to get out, right? The 5-minute was respecting the gap, so that's why I ended up getting out. And then luckily I did, because we have this huge displacement, this candle alone, 151, almost 40 ticks, and as well as this one, right? That's another 40 ticks. So we had this huge move up here. Let me delete that, and let me delete that. And then, so firstly, I wanted to long into here. And why is that? Because as you guys notice here, we marked out the range, 50% of the range. So this would have been a really nice long here to come fill the rest of the 50% range. And as you guys can see, we had projections off that 50% level of the range. So that would have been a nice short there. That's also what I was noting in the chart, but I actually ended up taking a long, as you guys will see. So here's that first long. I didn't make nothing on this long. I made 32 bucks. Simply one reason why I took the long, tap into this fair value gap down here, as well as this fair value gap in here. So bullish gap that we tapped into, then a bearish gap that we inversed, entered on that inversion, and then I ended up getting out after seeing these candles here, respecting the 50% level of the range. And then here, I entered again, once again. Yeah, tap into this inversion. So I noticed that, as well as we have this fair value gap here as well. So simply off that tap on the inversion, that was telling me I wanted to see a continuation up. And then we had this little tiny, again, baby fair value gap that we tapped into. So I entered on that tap. It says I bought 2, but I actually bought 10. I don't know why it says I bought 2. See, it says I sold 10. So I bought 2 here. And then we went negative just a little bit. And again, right, I was seeing a little bit of rejection off this range. So I ended up selling at 25, 256 to make, I think it was 200 profit on that trade, maybe 150 profit. Whatever, it allowed me to get back up to 427, right? So it was like 200, maybe something profit on that trade. So again, right, rejections off the 50% level. And then as you guys can see, right, dumped all the way down to take out this internal low, and again tap into this fair value gap, take out this internal low here that we put in here before we have that move up until above the 50% of the range, right? As you guys can see, go up, and then we kind of consolidated over the day. So overall, very lucky to end up positive on the day with 427. Again, a few things I could have done was obviously not take a trade. I knew it was going to be, horrible price action, which it actually, after looking at this with hindsight, as you guys can see, this actually wasn't too bad of the short here. But yeah, after missing that short, this 427 would not have, or is actually pretty good. So 1,000 left to pass the combine. Yeah, looking to see if we can finish this within this week. If not, that's totally fine. Just looking to end up positive on the week on profits. So overall, decent trading day based on the price action. Nothing else we can ask for. I know a lot of people blew their accounts today too. So to be one of those people to actually make profits and not give it back to the market is really amazing. So, and again, I'm going to cut the video here. Guys, if you haven't joined the Discord, go ahead, join the Discord. Again, we got options on here. And then just regular futures trading. So we got trading chat, right? Profit and loss, where all you guys can post your profits, your wins. Here I post my trade recaps for the day. I'm going to update mine here for today. right? Announcements, stream schedule, FAQ, welcome, blah blah blah. You guys get the gist of it, right? We have our live stream recordings, trading books, YouTube channel, right? All the videos. And as well as that, I know I'm still, right, I don't want to say I'm beginner trader, maybe intermediate, not experienced, but intermediate. But I'm going to start posting more, I guess, educational videos, kind of like if you guys seen TJR's boot camp, something like that, kind of like trading for beginners essentially. So, and then they will also be posted on the Discord. So if you guys are looking for any live trades, any educational videos, you guys can check out the YouTube. Live trades will be on the Discord. And if you guys can get me to that, I think it's 500 subs for live streaming on YouTube. I'm also going to live stream on YouTube at the same time as well. So, yeah, tomorrow we'll see if I make a video. Probably not. If it's going to be a really good day of trading, then I'll end up making a video like I did yesterday. But if not, you guys will see me on Friday. And yeah, that's all for me today. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.